What is good? It's your boy Curry Mac, back with another video. Y'all can see by the title, I'm about to do my own prediction for the Super Bowl, and this year is going to be a great Super Bowl. I think this could be an all-time great. Like I said in my previous videos, this could be like an Atlanta, New England Super Bowl or a Philly, New England Super Bowl. I think more people are going to be tuned into it this year because New England's not in it. So, you know, people like change, at least in sports. They don't like seeing the same team all the time. So that's a positive. What's exciting is we're going to have two high-powered offenses against two great defenses. Y'all know the Chiefs have had a bad defense for the past couple years, but it's not like that anymore. Chiefs defense ranked like top 10 this year by the end. So they're not playing around. Y'all know the 49ers ain't playing around. They're trying to get that 6th Super Bowl ring. And if y'all know about my last video, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. That doesn't mean I think they're going to win. I'm just rooting for them. I can't have them tied with Pittsburgh. New England already tied up. So, you know, we need Kansas City to pull this one off. And I'm kind of going to stick with the AFC on this one. Why not? So let's just go over a couple things of why I think this team is going to win. Alright, so first of all, let's start with injuries. We're going to start with the Chiefs. They don't have too much going on. I know they had like 4 or 5 players that are, you know, on the injury risk, whatever. So the two major injuries for the Chiefs I saw was Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Yeah, we already know by the last game Chris Jones was dealing with a calf injury. That's still an ongoing thing for him. You know, that's a crappy situation because he's a heck of a tackle, and y'all saw the impact he made in the last game. And they kept putting him in more minutes, and I think that really helped out that run game against Derrick Henry. I really do. But he's been practicing all week, so that's good. I'm sure, you know, it's light work. And I'm assuming he's going to be playing a lot more minutes. It's a Super Bowl. You know, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs thought they could handle the Titans pretty well, and they were preparing him for the Super Bowl. So I'm sure he's going to get a lot more minutes. So that's it for Chris Jones. The next one that I didn't really realize is Travis Kelce. So we all know he's had a history of injuries here and there in the past. You know, right now it's his knee. I mean, we all know how big of an impact Travis Kelce makes. I think he's the most important player on that offense, and that's very similar with the 49ers and George Kittle. If you had to pick one, you know, if you had to start a franchise and you had to pick your number 1 tight end, who would you pick? Like, you could go either route. I mean, you can have more like the all-around tight end like George Kittle, or more of the receiving, more playmaking type of tight end like Travis Kelce. Now, they both are huge playmakers, and Travis Kelce's still a pretty good blocker. So it depends on what kind of scheme you're doing. George Kittle fits perfect with the 49ers. I love both these guys. They're hardworking, obviously the best 2 tight ends in the game. So with Travis Kelce's knee, you can tell, I think he aggravated it like 2 weeks ago or something. And you could tell a little bit during the Titans game, he was running a little off. And I think he hurt it a little more, but you know, he really wasn't a huge impact except when it came to it, like on those 3rd downs. Like, Travis Kelce is so reliable when it comes down to the crunch moments. And if you need a score or whatever it may be, like, he is that go-to. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, those two are so lucky to have each other. And it helps when you have all those threats on the offense, Sammy Watkins, Robinson, Tyreek Hill, because it just opens the field up so much, and Travis Kelce gets a lot of underneath play, and he's a great route runner for a tight end. Probably the best I've ever seen. So, you know, but with his knee, he's definitely going to be playing, no questions. I don't even know if it's significant at all. He was practicing fine. It's just something to look out for during the Super Bowl. So that's pretty much it for the Chiefs side of injuries. And now for the 49ers, we only have one big injury really to look at. That's Tevin Coleman. And Tevin Coleman, I mean, he was very limited at practice, not going through rotation that much. It seems like they're really leaning towards Rasheem Mostert or whatever. Can't really pronounce his name, but I think Coleman is a huge addition to this offense. Being able to rotate both your backs is so important and crucial, especially the way 49ers been doing it all year. I just think if Coleman's going to be limited, this could definitely affect their play and their scheme, because I really don't see I know Mostert's not going to have the same game. He's not. Have you just seen how the Chiefs took care of Derrick Henry? Yeah, I don't see Mostert putting up half the numbers he did against Green Bay. I really don't. But, I still could be shocked. We all could be shocked. But I think Coleman's a huge addition to this offense. With him not being in, I'm curious to see what happens. I really think both teams are going to have to rely on the pass game. So that's pretty much it for the 49ers side. Everybody else seems pretty healthy for being at the end of the season. No huge injuries for either teams really. And, that's great. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the way the NFL's incorporated gear and helmets and rules. So good job on the NFL on that part. But the game's changed a lot, so is player safety more important or our entertainment? You could argue either way. I'm more on the entertainment side, but I have played football myself, and I also understand that CTE is no joke. It's very scary and it's very important. So alright, so let's move on to my prediction. I really feel that 49ers are going to kind of get up early again. It's like the Chiefs are doing the same thing game in and game out. And we all said after the Texans game with the Chiefs, if they get behind on the Titans, there was no way of coming back, because they were just going to, play their game, run the ball, run the game clock down. But defense came strong, held Derrick Henry, pulled back, and didn't even phase him. So, if people might say it again, you can't get down on the 49ers, but I wouldn't say that with this Chiefs offense. Like, they're so electrifying. Like, Patrick Mahomes, I think, is the best quarterback. Let me restart that. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. He possibly could be the best of all time. I know it's a stretch. It's still early. This is like his second playing year, but this dude's been having an incredible career so far. He has 0 turnovers in the playoffs so far. That's one of the most important things, and that's where that clutch mentality comes in. Like, he doesn't want to force too much, but he's not scared to whip it either. So let's go back. I can see the 49ers getting up a little early, like 10-0, 14-0. But if it starts getting into the 20s at halftime, I might start getting a little scared for the Chiefs. But I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't think Mostert or whatever is going to have a huge impact on this game. Like I said, the Chiefs held Derrick Henry in place. I also think the Titans didn't scheme like they should have, but that's a different topic. Both teams are just so similar. It's crazy. Like, if you see their red zone percentage, I think the 49ers is 53%, Chiefs is 54%. They score in the red zone. Now, on defense, red zone D, 49ers are 60% in the red zone, Chiefs only give up 51%. That's a pretty big gap, but the Super Bowl regular season stats isn't always in the play at all. I do know even their defensive stats are very similar. This is going to be a great game, guys. I think the Chiefs are like 2-point favorites or 1.5-point favorites, unless it changed recently. But another thing that could be a huge impact is where this game is being played at. Being played in, Miami. It's gonna be, the weather's gonna be hot. The weather's gonna be a lot warmer than what these guys are used to, playing in 20-degree weather. So, that could be an advantage or a disadvantage. Like for Mahomes, you've seen how he was throwing the ball in the cold. Imagine what he's going to do when he can get the right grip on this ball. Like, he's going to be as accurate as ever. And, I'm excited to see it. The one thing that I'm really interested in is the stats I looked at was game-winning drives this year. So, Jimmy G and the 49ers had 6 game-winning drives this year. 6. It's a decent amount. You saw how many times this year their record easily could have been like right at 500, but they did a great job of like pulling those wins out. Like they killed it. Now it's kind of like the opposite. Like the Chargers for the past couple of years had like 70% of their games were within 3 points. It's crazy. So yeah, the 49ers did a great freaking job this year in closing games out and a lot of tough games. Kansas City Chiefs, they only had 2 game-winning drives this year, and one of them was without Patrick Mahomes. But, game-winning drives doesn't always mean anything, but it's a huge deal for a team when you're under pressure and minutes are on the line to win a game out. If it came down to either quarterback making the final play or final drive, y'all know it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. When you get to this part of the season, the very last game of the year, Super Bowl, all those stats don't even matter. None of that comes into play. It's all about what you can do for one game. It's not like the NBA where it's best of 5 or best of 7 or whatever. Sometimes I wish football would be like that, because there's times in the past where 9 out of 10 times and the team will beat you, but there was just that one day where they killed you, they shocked you, kind of like Philly. I think everybody thought, at least I thought, New England, that was going to be a walk in the park. I'm just very excited for the Super Bowl. Hope you guys are too. I don't know who's gonna win. Y'all comment down below who you think's gonna win. I have the Chiefs. I just think they're gonna pull it out. Defense has been playing phenomenal. I really think Tyrann Mathieu is a huge game changer. I thought he was going to have a short career with injuries, but he's turned it around this year, and you can tell offenses are, they're worried about him. You can't just forget about Tyrann Mathieu. He is always in the mix no matter what. He is a great hybrid type player, hard hitter. I think he's a lot smarter now, so I think he's smarter with the way he hits, so that's why he's not injured as much. But Jimmy G, you gotta be careful. I could see Tyrann maybe shadowing Deebo Samuel or George Kittle. I could definitely see one or the other. I think if I were the Chiefs, I'd probably run like I'd probably do like kind of like a cover 1 man zone type of scheme, where what I mean by that is kind of have your linebackers more of in a zone, corner, safety, man-to-man, and keep an edge rush, especially if you can keep Chris Jones in there. So that's it for my prediction of the Super Bowl. I guess I didn't really give you guys an answer, but I'm picking the Chiefs. I got them to win. It's just so tough because either team could really win this. But comment down below who you guys think is going to win. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. And yeah, let me know what y'all think. That's it. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Let's go Chiefs. Curry Mack out.